guys, welcome back to another podcast of mine. Girl, I know I'm behind. I'm trying to roll these out. But let me tell you, I went from not being like able to do a podcast on anything to yeah. Let's get into it. So, hi y'all. My name is Lena, or y'all can call me Meryl Mommy, whatever one. Um okay, let's get into the reason. Hopefully you guys can hear me. I'm going to have the mic over here. Let's get into the reason why I'm dressed so cute. Let's get into the fit. These are this week's nails. My girl ate. I don't know if you can tell the 3D cherries. My toes are literally matching. And then I have this cute little dress. Cute little dress because you know what? This is the thing, you guys. I'm very much. This is the thing. This week has been crazy. This week has been rough, babes. And all I'm gonna say is the amount of people. Actually, let me get closer for this so you guys can hear me. The amount of people, you guys, that have tried to humble me in the last month is insane. But let me tell you something. Aside from, I'm human, aside from, shedding a couple of tears and all that, we keep it gangster over here. And at the end of the day, I'm going to be like, I'm going to show you. You piss me off. I'm going to show you. And that's kind of where this week has led up to. I'm going to get into it in detail, but this is a thing. Out of a shitty week, you guys, I was waiting for some really big news, and it has to do with my car. So I've been waiting for big news, okay? And I'm very much the type that I get real quiet. I get real, like, I start disappearing, And then I'm just like, oh, let me hold on. I start plotting, babes. I start scheming. So I got really good news regarding something about my car. Okay, something about the Marrow. And I had to go celebrate. And the thing is like today I got a random day off and I was like, who's free, right? Everyone happened to be busy. But not only that, I've always been the type that I like to go to places by myself whenever I need peace and calm. Sometimes I don't like people going. Sometimes I'm like, and I'm so tired, you guys. I feel like I have had the worst interactions with people lately, except for one person, which I'll also talk about him with all the little details when I touch base on everything. But I've had the worst combos. I've had the worst interactions. I've had the worst um, girl, just conversations in general with certain people that I don't feel fulfilled anymore, girl. I'm just sitting there and I'm just looking at them and they're just talking about themselves, going on and on and on. And I'm just like, okay, like there's no interaction. There's no, I say something, you say something, you talk, and then I hear you, and then it's my turn. There's none of that. And then there's also, there's been some fuckery. I'm not gonna lie. There's been some, like, I speak and people just try to do, like, I'm just gonna, no. And that's where it comes from. People have literally tried to get me to feel bad for myself or something, or like and I feel like that's the thing, is like when you come across someone that has a very confident energy, very secure in herself, unfortunately, when you are aiming high, when you are doing your own thing, people are not gonna like that. They're not. This goes for guys and girls. They are not going to like that. The insecure ones, they're going to be attracted to your light and be like, ooh, inspiring, until you're not. Until you become the enemy, because why her and why not me? Or I can't have her, so I'm going to try to make her feel bad. I feel like a lot of people just see others as like a certain little, like a little trophy. They're like, ooh, they don't want to deal with, like, oh, she has her own opinions, oh, she's strong-minded, oh, this and this and this. They just want, look pretty, sit there, and baby, that will never be me. That'll never ever be me. And it literally boggles my mind, because I'm like, you already knew. I was like, you be watching my Instagram, my social media, like, these people follow me on social media, or these people know me in real life. You already know how I am, so why would you ever think I would listen to you? Why would you ever think that? Um, Hopefully that made sense. Let's dissect it. So anyways, the whole thing is that celebrating my win with the Camaro, with the news about the Camaro. I went and I was like, oh, everyone's busy. I was like, whatever. I was like, I can just enjoy my time, I feel like sometimes you just need to have your me time. And I went and I got dolled up. And it's funny because I had gone on a whim to go shopping and I found this dress the day before because I had told myself I want to go out somewhere. I didn't know where, you know. So I bought the dress first, and I was like, oh, this is perfect. I was like, yes, like this is so my vibe, and it matched my nails, and I was like, perfect. So I got the dress first, and then I got the good news, and then I was like, perfect. I know where I'm going, and I went to Ruth Chris. Girl, I had me a lychee martini. I had me the little meatballs. I had me the truffle fries. We had a ball. We had a ball. It was delicious. I'm satisfied. I just, oof. I'm such a city girl at heart, you guys. And this happened to be in Irvine if you're from the SoCal area. Oh, I love the city. It's been a cool minute. And I'm truly one of those, girl, I believe every city has their energy. And I was recently in LA. LA is fun and cool and all that. But like, oof, Irvine, like OC just be hitting different. You know, that energy is powerful. And girl, like I truly believe you want to be in rooms where you see yourself in the future. And the conversations I was hearing, I learned about events that are happening. I was hearing about, oh, you know, this, and that, and the other. And I was like, oh, I was writing notes. I was like, okay, this event over here in Palm Springs. Oh, he said he going here. Girl, I was like, let me not network. Let me not network. Okay. So I had a blast. It was super fun. Food was delicious. Like, I feel fulfilled. Okay. I feel good for it, made up for like the shitty week. Okay. So the shitty week, let's get into it. You guys, the car community, I'm like this close to just not dealing with anyone. Anyone. And I can't even say this is not that it was a collab. It wasn't a collab. Okay. Pretty much it was like a spur of the moment plan where I ended up hanging out with somebody, and it was perfectly fine. No weird energy, no nothing. Had a blast. Had a good time in a long time, babes. And then the next day it was like, oh, you know, this, and this. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. Sounds good. Grab a bite to eat. And the person happened to be like, oh, actually, by the way, we're not going there, even though we're already on the way, even though you don't have any other outfit, even though, and the whole problem with it was at the place where our new plans were, was a very fancy restaurant. And obviously I'm no stranger, babes. This is how I dress when I go out. Like, this is a floor length dress, okay? Like, it's giving, where's her waist? I have some heels on. Okay, this is the only thing I didn't do is lashes because I didn't really feel like it. I feel like it was too heavy. This is how I go when I go out. I am no stranger to going out. Like dinners are my shit. I love dressing up, yapping, having a drinky drink. Like that is my shit. Okay. So me being the way I was dressed, and I wasn't bad because I never go out looking crazy. But girl, when this is like a fancy restaurant and it's a rooftop and you're telling me I'm wearing a halter, a jean skirt, and sandals, and mind you, the sandals were like sparkly on the top, they were cute. But girl, and if you don't know, like a lot of these places have dress codes. And I told the person, I was like, hey, I don't even know if I'll get in. And they kind of like disregarded it. And they were like, oh, I'll just slip a 20. I'll just slip a 30. And I'm like, kind of besides the point, you know? The whole thing though is like, I feel like I make it so blunt, so clear that I'm like, homies, like I feel like, do people not read the room anymore? Like if the girl's keeping like a distance, if the girl's like not close, like I like my bubble, you know? But something funny happened, you guys. Something funny. And I think it's one of those things that I'm just like it's like one of those memories that it's gonna be in there. It's funny. So I'm dressed like that. It is freezing because at this point in time it went from a 3:30 4 p.m. hangout to like obviously now it's somewhere in LA that's an additional like 2 hour drive getting there, blah blah blah. At this point I think it's like 6 7. And so I'm freezing when I go up there, right? And I'm just like, this is crazy. And the person's like, we just need a couple of drinks. We'll be fine. And I'm like, bro, you are not like, no, like, you, homie, you trying to get at me. I don't know what's happening here, but either way, whatever is happening, like, no, no. Like, my homies, my true friends would never have me freezing. Crazy. So, anyways, girl, I'm over here. I'm on, eating my little food, enjoying my little drink. And here comes, like, when the managers go around asking people, like, oh, how's your food? How's everything? So he comes around, and again, because I'm a bougie girl, I know about suits, okay? I know a thing or two about suits. So I see this guy and he has a salmon suit. And I don't know if y'all don't know. When a man, a grown man, oof, I'm a sucker for a suit, okay? And not like for him, but I'm just saying like in general. Like I just love me a man in a suit, okay? In general. When a grown man can pull off salmon, oh, yes, 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 yes. So this man, I look, and the suit was tailored, so that you know that's like a coin. That's a chunk of a coin to get your suits tailored, okay? The suit is tailored and it's salmon. And then I was like, oh, everything's great, thank you so much. And I was like, sir, I'm sorry, I just gotta compliment you. I was like, the suit in salmon? I said, sir, you are him. You, and I did one of the, I was like, you are him, you know, so it's like, don't get it twisted, you know. So I'm like, you are him, sir, and it's tailored. I said, mm-hmm. I said, and it's salmon, like I'm hyping him, right? And he's like, oh my gosh. He's like, thank you so much. He's like, you know how I do. And I was just like, yes, you do it. You know, you do you, Bookie. And he tells me, he's like, are you freezing? And I said, yeah, I'm freezing. He's like, I'll be right back. He brings me, and I should mention this dinner little place is attached to a hotel. Okay, it's in a hotel. He brings me back a blanket, and I'm like, and I get the blanket and I put it on me, and why does he say, where's my blanket, I'm cold too? The ick, 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 ick. So I was like, you want me to, you want to burn my lip gloss too? Like, babes, I was like, what the heck? Because again, my homies would never, and I think because I'm so used to, because my last buddies around me were not like that. Okay, like they had mopars, they would wear shiesties for fun. Like I had that kind of homies. So to have someone be like, oh, I'm cold too, where's my blanket? I'm like, oh, I'm not used to this kind of, like, what's happening here, you know? And another one of my close friends, I'll mention him too, he's a Marine, and he's really, he's jacked up, and he just be looking around, and I feel safe with him, you know. So when I have someone that's over here like, where's my blanket, I was like, I'm over here cutting the steak, like, I don't know, shouty. I don't know, you know? So it was just like that. It was just awkward. And it was funny because here comes the manager. Like, like time had passed. Like, it was kind of towards the end, okay? And here comes the manager again. He's like, oh, so are we, like, celebrating anything? You know, they always ask so they could, like, bring you a dessert. So he's like, oh, are we celebrating anything? Like, promotion, birthday. And I'm confused because I don't know what this is. To me, I'm like, oh, you got me some steak. Because the thing is like, y'all, I am so, when I say I'm spoiled, I'm spoiled. Like anyone that's in my life knows that they have to spoil me or else they're out. And that includes homies. So I'm used to like them buying me food. Ooh, my microphone. So I'm used to them buying me food. So the whole thing is like, I don't know. In my head, I'm like, I'm spoiled. Like this is like normal for people to like, I don't know. I eat steak on the daily. I go to nice restaurants on the daily. So to me, it's normal because I do that for myself. So I'm just cutting my little steak, and then I'm just, you know, and then I look at him because I don't know what this is. To me, I'm just having steak on a Tuesday or whatever day it was. And then the manager looks at him, and he's like, oh, it's date night. I look at the manager, and I was like, apparently it's date night. I don't know. Like, whatever you say, whatever you say. And I'm just, again, I'm just like, this mashed potato is scrumptious. Scrumptious. So I'm just like, whatever. And the manager turns to him, and this is that I'm laughing because I'm like, I'm really that girl. I'm really that big. The manager turns to this guy, and I'm 5'4". I think this guy was like 5'2", 5'3". Do with that information what you will. Okay. And no, they didn't act like they were that high. Okay. The manager turns to him and says, congratulations. And I'm just like, oh. And I just like, it's one of those things that it's so funny. Like if that reaction doesn't tell you guys anything and everything, I don't know what will, girl. I don't know what will. And basically like, it was just a lot of like yapping about them, and then kind of just at that point like I shut off. Like if you don't respect me, and if we're having a conversation and it's purely just about you, and when I try to say something you like talk over me or talk louder than me, disrespectful. I'm not gonna do it. And I shut off. I'll just be there like, and it was like that where the person was like looking at me and I'm like, I don't sit at tables where disrespect is served, babe. I'm grown. I do not put up with that. So there was that situation, and then obviously I cut the person off because I was like, you no. Because I feel like when, especially guys with men, when they do that to you, it's because they've done it before to other females. And girls, y'all gotta stand up. Because when I have to correct them, they're not gonna like how I correct them. So I had to do that, and they got cut off. Now, the thing is, I feel like right now where I'm at in my life, and maybe you guys can relate, I'm at the point that I'm like, you know what? It is very much going, 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 going. I cannot have any distractions. And I feel like lately it's been a lot of people that are like holding on to me and like, hey, put attention to me. Hey, put attention. I have had so many people try to distract me with stuff that does not concern me and is so small compared to where I want to go and where I want to be at, that it's like, I don't know if you guys have ever felt like the urge to just like do a 360 with everything, but that's where I'm at. And I've really evaluated my circle, and I feel like you kind of have to do that when you're going to do something so drastic, a very drastic change in your life, or you're no longer kind of like satisfied with where you're at. Okay, what do they call it? They always say, oh, rebrand. I love me. Oh, girl, I love me a rebrand. And I feel like that's where I'm at. So when I'm looking around and I'm just seeing people that want to hurt me, want to upset me, people that want to disrespect me and any achievements I have, to belittle them because I know what I want in life and I know where I'm going, and they want to, and I feel like a lot lately with guys and girls, there's been people that are just like, they don't think that I catch on to stuff. And I feel like there's a point in time where you can pinpoint, and I feel like I'm there. I feel like I'm doing the matrix. I feel like the equations, that freaking thing where the equations are in there, and I'm over here moving something. I'm like, okay, weirdo, you're a weirdo. Okay, you're a stalker, you're weird. Oh shit, you're an energy vampire. Oh, you're just, I don't even know about you. Shoot. Like I feel like I'm like that. I'm at that point where I can literally, girl, I can see it a mile away. So I feel like right now it's cleaning house, and I'm at the point, girl, like it doesn't hurt anymore. And I used to feel sad when someone would disrespect me. I used to feel sad when someone I was close to would, what is it called? Like I had the word in it left. Would intentionally, there we go, would intentionally try to hurt me. I used to get sad back then. I used to be like, wow, like why? And obviously like I would try to go in circles and decode it. Now I'm at the point that I'm like, okay, okay. And that's it. You got to keep it pushing. And that's where I'm at. And I feel like because it takes so much strength, it takes so much that you've been through to get to that level where when a friend that you cared about doesn't show up how you expected her to, and you're just looking at her and you're like, you're weird. You're just like, you're weird. And don't even bother, babes. Don't even bother trying to decode these people. They don't even know what the heck's going on up there. We don't got time to be a free therapist. Please, for free? Oh, no. And that's another thing, babes. I want to emphasize your value. Babes, add tax. Add tax, baby. Add tax. Because that's where I'm at. I'm really someone that I'm like, you know what? I am very picky about who gets close to me. And I feel like there's kind of a cycle going on where people get close to me. They're all appreciative, like, oh my gosh, I'm near her. Oh my gosh, she's so cool. She's so this. She's five things in one. Oh my gosh. And then the more time they spend with me, the more they're like, this bitch. you know. Or there's guys that come across me and they'll be like, oh, I want her, but you gotta stop doing this, you gotta do that. And I'm just over here like, I didn't send for you, where'd you come from? I got an empire to build, Bookie. Like, no, you know. And it's a lot like that. And I feel like when you turn people down, you know, you have the girls that become your freaking enemy because you kind of keep to yourself and they don't like that, or they see you moving a little different, or they see you upgrading, like whatever the case is, you know. And then of course you have the guys that when you turn them down, you know, what do? They react and they don't like rejection, and then they be like, well, I literally had you guys and I started laughing again. These are certain things that I just laugh about because, girl, I gotta keep it pushing. I had one time where it was a collab, a recent collab where the person got it twisted, liked how I was, would always tell me like, oh, I like how you are, I like how you are. And I was like, thanks. What do I say to that, you know? And it was like, yeah, so like I'm interested in you. And I was like, okay, what did that got to do with me? You know, because I never, like, you'll know. And that's the thing. I feel like you'll know if I'm interested in you. Like, you'll know. Okay. So I was confused and I was like, what signals are you getting, you know? And basically the conversation ended where when I said, hey, like we're not a match. I hope you know that. And it was like, well, that's okay. If we're not a match, that's okay because you're a red flag. Baby, the hair wasn't warning enough. No. That's on you then. That's on you, babes. The hair that you get one warning, and if you don't listen, that you must like the color red, baby. You know, so it's just like that. And I was laughing because I was like, is that an insult? Is that a thing? You're a red flag. At my grown age, baby, that's not an insult. That's not an insult to me. Okay, that is like not even, it's not even there. And two, I wanna say, and it's something so simple, but babes, me being in that Ruth Chris right now, and I feel like I needed to feel that energy. You have to be surrounded by people that are going where you're going. And I love me the car community down bad. I love being a part of it, but it is very hard to find certain people when you're like over here and the people are like over here and then over here, and it's very hard to find your community. And the thing is that you're going to be misunderstood, and that's okay. You're not for everyone. But I'm at the point again that I'm like, you know what? A collab and networking is one thing. Trying to get personal and get close is another. And the fact that someone literally had to trick me into a date with them, diabolical. Diabolical. Crazy work. So, anyways, you guys, so there was like that. I feel like that's all the craziness. And then I ended up having a really good conversation because I was like, when are you coming back? Okay. I ended up getting really close with another collab that I had done with a Camaro. Really cool guy. That's the Marine one I was mentioning earlier. Really cool guy. And I just told him, I said, look, they have the spooky drinks. I said, I don't know if you fuck with spooky drinks like that. You know, but like spooky drinks, like let's yap, let's chill, let's get some appetizers, some chips and salsa, and let's just freaking yap. Girl, and it was so nice. He was telling me about his trip in Arizona, all his little plans, and let me tell you, and Buki, if you're watching this, like I said, T, this guy, and this is why I feel like you need to surround yourself by certain people. This guy, literally, last time when I barely met him, first time ever for the collab, he told me, oh, it was like his plans. I want to go here, I want to go here, I want to go here, right? And in my head, I'm like, okay, plenty of people have told me that they want to do yada yada and become this and do this and blah, 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 blah. And then I'll see them again and they're on the same spiel and I'm like, mm-hmm. And then I'll see them again, that, mm-hmm, okay, okay, yep. Months pass by, years pass by, and they're still like, yeah, I'm going to be this. And I was like, you're still where we last left off. Like, you know. And it gets tiring because one thing about me, I hate saying the same thing over and over. I feel like I'm going in like a circle. It drives me nuts. So when this person told me that they wanted to do A to B to C, like all these little plans and stuff, and they just left to go do them, it was so inspiring and it was so motivating. I had to tell him. I had to be like, look, this might be a little weird, but I just got to tell you, the fact that you told me about 3 weeks ago, I don't know, my timing might be off, but a while back, point blank period, you told me like a while back, but not so long back, okay, that you had these plans. And then you go and do them like nothing. And I even told him, I was like, where did you even, because he's like, oh, I did this, I did this, I did this. I said, where, how, what, who even helped you? Like, what do you mean? And he's like, I just looked for it online and I just figured it out and this, and this. And I was like, oh my gosh, like that is so freaking inspiring. And that's the type of people I want to be around. I want to be around that when someone has an idea, they move on it. They're quick. That's why when I was thinking and I had the idea that I was like, you know what, I'm going to go celebrate. Like, I need to go. And even if I didn't get the good news that I had gotten the day before, I was said I was going to go out to like a restaurant or like, just have a drink with myself at a fancy restaurant, have some good food, good environment, be around good people, and dress cute. Even before that, I just want to celebrate life. I just want to celebrate like this rebrand. I just want to celebrate like, yes, girl, you're that. Like, you're good. You're good. Because to me, no, these people did not get close to me because I don't, again, I'm very picky with who gets close to me. But the fact that they came right here and you want to insult me and I caught it so quick, like I am so proud of myself that I'm able to see the ill intentions that people have for me. And I'm just like, you're out, you're out, you're out. Like, I love that shit. And the fact that, like, I can be so clean about it, clean, like a clean cut, like, okay, and bye, bye. Like, insulting, and then it's like, no, bye, like, you're dismissed, go. You know, I feel like I just wanted to celebrate that. I wanted to celebrate getting rid of negative people, getting rid of people that, like, no, I'm just not going to put up with it anymore. So, when I'm being inspired, and when I'm seeing people changing their lives just like that in a way, I'm just like, wow. And it literally is so motivating, you guys. It was just so motivational. Like, and it's just, I feel like you really got to be careful with who you're with. Because when I took a evaluation of the people and I seen that I was kind of, you know, a little bit of them, it started to rub off on me. And then I was like, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. Because one thing about me, I hate wasting time. I hate being in the same place that someone saw me at. Like, I can't do it. So that's why, like, today I was like, nah, girl. I was like, I'm gonna go out. And the way the universe responds to you, girl, the way that things start flowing for you is crazy. It literally, I don't want to get too much into talking about, like, manifesting and all that. If you're into that, girl, my personal page, I'd be teaching that. Because your girl's like, like Kim K says, she was like, watch out, world. I can manifest like a motherfucker. Okay, so I don't want to get too into detail, talk about it on that channel's podcast, but we'll just say like one little thing started the chain reaction to where I'm at right now, and it's just insane because, like I said, this week was not good, girl. I'm gonna be honest, this week was terrible. I didn't know that people can be angry at you because you're out doing your own thing. I didn't know people can be mad at you because you're confident. I didn't know people can be mad at you because you don't want to be with them. Wild. So I feel like I got like, how do they say, like when they say like, oh, everyone gets to smoke, I feel like people were giving me the smoke that I was like, I didn't even do it. Like, what is happening? Like I didn't even, like, why am I getting, why? And it started from a really bad week to a really good week. And it's just, it's just crazy. It's just crazy, the turnaround of it. So if you're feeling like that, babes, just jump, do one thing for yourself. For me, it just happened to be a little dinner. I love dressing up. I love dresses. Like, you have no idea. Like, when I saw this dress in the store, I got so happy. Like, I just love it. It makes me feel happy. So think about it. Think about something you want to do, and then just go and do it for yourself. Go and do it for yourself, and I promise you that things will start flowing. I promise you that you'll feel so much better. So you guys, this is going to be a short little podcast because that's pretty much all I want to talk about. That's pretty much all I have. I don't want to get too into detail. We're just going to say, because I did take a break on Instagram. It's kind of the elephant in the room. I did take I'm sorry, y'all. I took another hiatus. I took another, like, side quest. Instagram is down for now. And when I come back up, that's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. Because y'all know me. Your girl's always plotting. And I am always evolving. I'm always rebranding. And that's how you have to do. Like, you have to keep it pushing. You have to just, and I feel like I'm always doing that. So especially right now, like I said, when you come for me and I didn't send for you, the petty me comes out, babes. And she's been locked in her little cage a little too long. So that's all I'm going to say. We have things in the works, but just very. So thank you guys for watching. And I'll see you guys on next week's podcast. Bye, you guys.